Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Bree. Excuse me. And today we're comparing two somewhat similar but not that similar childhood animated favorites from the Saturday morning 80s cartoon era that actually don't have or are the product of a toy commercial tie-in entity. They're kind of, sort of standalone things. The Smurfs, not so much. They don't necessarily have a toy line tie-in, but they do have figurines. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, these are two cartoons that are relatively original, that weren't necessarily created for the sole purpose of selling toys, which was pretty rare in the 80s. Let's be real. All of our childhood favorites were just toy commercials, dressed up like TV shows. We fell for it. Hey, that's capitalism. That's Reagan's America. We fell for it. But it is what it is. So the first question is, are either or both of these shows any good? This is complicated. Yes and no. The Smurfs are mildly entertaining. But their adventures are pretty, generic, pretty bland, pretty boring, pretty pandering, for the most part. It's the same old shit. You get used to it, but you're like, you know what? It's formulaic. Is it a good formula? I don't know, but it is formulaic. But it's also got some interesting-ish characters that kind of almost stand out. Not really. They look identical. The only way you can tell one Smurf from another, aside from Papa Smurf and Smurfette, is their personalities. Because their bodies, facial features, expressions, clothes, houses, everything else are identical. So the only way you have to tell one Smurf from another is their personalities. And it's like the Seven Dwarfs. You got Sleepy Smurf and Asshole Smurf and Fisherman Smurf and etc. I'm making these names up because I don't fucking remember their names. But that's basically what it is. Each individual Smurf has a quote character trait, and that's their identity, and so therefore that's their name. Is it a compelling cartoon? Not at all. It's kind of boring. When I was a kid, did I watch the Smurfs? Well, yeah, but like I've said a bajillion times, I was a kid. I was poor. We only had 3 channels. We didn't have a VCR yet. Nintendo hadn't come into the world. So what are you going to do? You're going to watch the Smurfs because it's on the TV. What else are you going to watch? Nothing, because if you flip the channel, you're watching some dude take a knife and try to cut take a butter knife and try to cut a Chevy pickup in half. No thanks. Not interested. I don't even know what the fuck a ShamWow is. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I'll watch the Smurfs. Thank you very much. Anyways, yeah. But it's iconic. And it is, like I said, mildly entertaining. It's got a catchy, kind of, theme song. Kind of. And it's got some interesting imagery. These little miniature insectoid-ish humanoid-type critters that apparently taste good because the villain of the movie just wants to catch them so he can eat them, allegedly, apparently. And yeah. That's basically it. So, what the fuck are the Snorks? In a oversimplification but basically accurate description of what are they? They're the Smurfs, but they're underwater. That's more or less what they are. The cartoon is the same, basically. It's the Smurfs, but they're underwater, and instead of blue, they're, I think, pinkish, and they've got noses like fishy type noses, I guess, and I guess they breathe underwater, but it's the same fucking show. It's the same goddamn show. It's the same thing. Their personalities dictate who they are. The storylines are pretty generic. You're not coming here for grade A quality cartoon entertainment. You're just here because there ain't nothing else on TV. The Smurfs are over. Now it's time to watch the Snorks. Now, the Snorks do kind of sort of have a little bit more action adventure type episodes just by the nature of their underwater. And there are more dangers underwater. You know, sea creatures, monsters, sharks, etc., etc. But it's still the Smurfs. It's the same show. If you've seen the Smurfs, you've seen the Snorks. If you've seen the Snorks, you've seen the Smurfs. It's the same fucking show. The Snorks don't have a Smurfette or Papa Smurf character that stands out as an iconic character that you can recognize. They're just fish people. They're their names. Who fucking remembers? Who gives a shit? It's just Snork A, B, C, D, and F. I guess. I don't know. Does it have a catchy tune? A catchy theme song that's memorable, that's gonna stick in your head, that you can hum 40 years later? Fuck no. If I didn't look it up right now, I couldn't tell you how the tune goes. And because I didn't look it up right now, I couldn't tell you how the tune goes. I remember watching the Snorks. I remember literally nothing else about it. And literally all I remember thinking when I was watching it is, this is the Smurfs. I just watched this exact same cartoon 30 minutes ago.